Is it on? Hello, hello, WIDR, Kalamazoo. We have taken over. We are your source for radio evolution.
This is Live, Loud, and Local, taking listeners inside the best live shows in Kalamazoo and beyond. This is 89.1 WIDR FM. You can listen live on widrfm.org or on the WIDR app. Hello, everybody. It is Karen again. I am back. Woo, we have like a TV today. This is fancy. Sorry, everyone. In the studio, we have a whole TV that we can see everything on. So that's wonderful. So anyway, I'm Karen, as you all know. I'm a chronic concert goer. My most recent concert I went to is at Bell's to see Moon Orchids last weekend, and my next show is No Vacation tomorrow at the. You're going to the No Vacation show? Nice. So our producer, is that what your title is? Yeah, our producer today is also going to this No Vacation show. To be determined. My partner is sick, so if he gets better, then we'll be going. But I'm very, very excited about it. It's tomorrow at this point. We're recording on February 2nd today, so hopefully I can go to that today. So I want to introduce our guests for this week. So planning this group was described as a, quote, pretty goofy group, but officially are described as fast, fun, catchy, and sometimes silly pop punk. They take inspiration from Blink-182, Sum 41, and Rancid. Hello, First Aid Spray. Do you guys want to introduce yourself?
Hello.
Sure. Adam, why don't you start?
Well, hi, my name is Adam. I play guitar and I sing.
My name's Andy. I drum and I yell words.
My name's Ty. I play bass, and I don't really sing, but we'll get into that.
Yeah, so before we were starting, we were kind of chatting about what this show is. I'm really into like the house show scene in Kalamazoo. I don't know how familiar you guys are with that kind of scene, but like playing in basements and like Vine neighborhood type of situation.
I used to live there.
Oh, did you?
Yep, I know all about that.
Okay, well, I would love to hear some like definitely, because I've only been living here for 5 years.
When I lived there, it was like 10 to 12 years ago.
Okay.
But it was still I
Showing-
know.
showing your age.
I mean, I meant it was like 1 to 2 years ago at a zero, but it was still a big scene then. It was a big rock scene, all the house shows. I can't remember all the different house names though, but I remember a lot of good bands like the Reptilian coming out of there.
Nice.
There's some good ones. There's good times. Being really sweaty, elbow to elbow with a bunch of stinky people having blast.
All in your face.
Exactly.
It's just so intimate and it's awesome.
Yeah, like I've gone to the big stuff, I've gone to the little stuff, and Vine neighborhood house shows, nothing really beats it.
Yeah,
like there's
yeah.
everyone's there for the purpose of the music, and it's just so exciting. And yeah, this is why I wanted to start this show, because I wanted those bands to get a little more like recognition.
Yeah,
and
they should.
to kind of talk about your stuff.
And we appreciate it.
Good. I'm glad. Yeah, you guys
Yes.
were very excited to come on this show,
Heck
and I'm
yeah.
so excited to talk to y'all more. So let's see. Let's talk about the band a little bit.
Okay. We are a three-piece goofy, like you described it perfect. The band started officially probably two and a half years ago.
Okay.
And it was Adam and myself, and we had known each other for probably 6 or 7 years total now. But it wasn't until about 2 years ago we decided to take it serious, and then we were like, we'll just do a practice every Tuesday and see what happens. And
Nice.
still 2 years later, we're still practicing every Tuesday and playing shows and releasing music and making music videos. It's just evolved. We got Ty on the bass now, so
That's me.
Adam doesn't have to do everything.
Yeah. No, well, it was funny because Andy and I started writing songs, and the whole time we're writing it was just the two of us, and we're like, all right, so we're gonna have to find a bass player, and we're definitely gonna have to find a singer. Well, then, about 10 songs later, we still haven't found a bass player or a singer, and we're like, crap, we're gonna have to do this on our own. But luckily we found Ty, and Ty's just, he's been with us for a few months, and he's just fit like a glove, and slowly we're getting better at singing.
Yeah, the
Nice.
singing, it's hard. I tell you.
Dude, and Andy too, he drums and sings, which
Crazy. That's always if the drummer also sings, that's you know that they got something going on.
I met Andy a few years ago, obviously, and he was like, yeah, I'm a drummer, and I was like, oh, sweet. Guitar players are a dime a dozen.
Yeah, exactly.
And but you find a drummer, and I was just like, dude, are you in a band? And he was like, no. And I was like,
Okay, you're in one now.
well, yeah, exactly. It's exactly what happened. And so here we are.
Okay, so then Ty, how do you know these guys?
Well, see, I think we've met through Facebook, actually.
Gotcha.
I think we were all in a group. It was Michigan musicians,
Yeah,
something
I
like
believe it
that.
was something like that.
They posted something, looking for a bass player. They had a clip of their song "Burnt Pizza," which to this day,
Nice.
that's still my favorite of our songs. Well, their songs because they wrote it, but that's "Burnt Pizza" is my favorite song because the lyrics they speak to me. They're the ones that I relate to them the most.
Yeah.
But yeah, I checked it out. I loved it, and I like instantly picked up my bass and learned it. Just sat down and learned that part, and I came back to them. It's like, hey, I'm ready to go. I got it. So we started jamming, and like they said, fit like a glove.
It does. Normally, been in lots of bands, and it's always hard to find people that all meld together, especially when you have 4 or 5 people or even more in a band. So I think that makes us a little more unique. Just 3 personalities, and especially all 3 that get along, it makes it fun.
Especially when you got 3 big personalities like we have.
Yeah.
Anymore, it's like,
It's too much.
Too many. Yeah.
You gotta have like if you were to add one, it'd have to be like the quiet one kind of.
Yeah,
Like
for
there's
sure.
a lot of personality.
That's
going on.
usually the
Exactly.
bass player. I feel like he's usually the one in the background. But I'm trying not to be too quiet.
Wow, he's
But
getting
he's
good.
coming alive.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
He's got a couple shows under his belt now.
True,
He's
yeah,
coming. He's
I
coming
got some
to life.
Nice.
experience. For sure, so I'm feeling good about it.
Wonderful. So you said that your favorite song of theirs, or of y'all's, I'll just say all of y'all's, is "Burnt Pizza."
Absolutely.
What's your favorite song that you've written?
The elbow song.
I knew
elbow
it.
song?
I knew it.
How about you?
Elbow song's good. Man, that's hard though. That's like,
Like picking your favorite kid.
yeah,
right?
yeah. There's always that one kid that you're like, I could do without that one. No.
My
But-
kids are listening.
Yeah. But yeah, Elbow, which is so funny because when we were writing that song, Andy came up to me and was like, hey, I got this idea for a song.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, awesome. I love that. Let me hear it. And he goes, so it's about my elbow. And I was just like,
okay,
I was like, all right. We're,
give me the pitch.
well,
He hated it at first.
I did, which was so funny because I did hate it at first, and I just thought, man, how are we gonna do this? But you know what? Like, you just gotta let an artist see their vision out,
Mm-hmm.
and so we started working on it. Always keep an open mind. I will be the first to admit I don't know everything. As much as I'd like to
He's
think
telling
I
the
know
truth, for
everything,
sure.
yeah,
He doesn't know
I don't know.
anything.
I don't know anything. But so we saw it through, and all of a sudden I started to see the vision, and I was just like, crap, he's right. Yeah.
You're like, man, I wish I was right, but I just couldn't.
I couldn't argue with it, and
It's so catchy.
and yeah, even today.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, even last night I was doing some research and I was watching all of your music videos that you have up, and I sent that music video to about everyone I know.
Yes.
My sister, she goes to a lot of shows with me. She goes to University of Michigan, and she's younger than me. But I was like, Leah, this is the band I'm interviewing tomorrow, and she was like, what on earth? Because I haven't had you guys are really silly, and that isn't like something I've really seen in in a band.
Yeah, people try to take themselves a little too seriously, and I think music fans, are kind of tired of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
There's a little bit of pretentious in
yeah,
there.
anybody can play 4 chords or 3 chords in a song,
Yeah.
It's nothing special, but to have fun with it and let people know, hey, we're here to have fun with you.
Yeah,
Laugh at us,
yeah.
we'll laugh at us too. And it gets more people involved.
We are very, very silly people, but we take our music seriously.
Mm-hmm.
If there's one way we want to be remembered or described or whatever, we just want to have fun. We want people to come to the show and have fun.
Mhm.
We want people to listen to the music and have fun. If we can do that, I had a good day.
Yeah, that's all it comes down to,
Yeah,
isn't
yeah,
it?
yeah.
Just to have a little fun. And
Exactly.
maybe a mosh pit happens and they're all singing about burnt pizza
Yeah.
and their broken elbow.
Throwing
and
elbows.
Throwing
yeah.
elbows, literally
Get out of
breaking
my
elbows.
dreams, Karen. She's reading my mind.
Okay, so we're talking about how you guys are like you're a really silly group and all of your stuff is really funny. Listeners, I highly recommend going and checking them out so you can get some context on what we're talking about. But can you guys talk about your songwriting process? You guys have small kids, correct? Is this kind of where
It's me.
That's you.
I have the kids, just 2.
Gotcha. So is that kind of the inspiration of like I fell off my bike and I broke my elbow?
Yeah, I was actually jamming with my son, who is 9, and yeah, he's started to play drums, and I can play enough guitar to
Yeah.
write a little ditty. So he was drumming, and I just started strumming, some power chords, 2 or 3 notes, and then I just started mouthing the grab my bike, and so yeah, it was really written between me and my 9-year-old son, who I taught how to ride his bike, so kind of led back to that.
I know that we give off the look that we take hours to figure out what words we're gonna use. But the funny thing is like the lyrics. That's the last thing we think about when we write a song.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Our
Okay.
songs
Our songwriting style
different.
is different. As a drummer, Andy will say, "Hey, I've got 2 minutes of this BPM. What can you do with it?" And then he'll hand me that drum track. I just kind of
Fiddle around with the
vomit
guitar.
some guitar parts
Yeah.
to go over it, and Ty will figure out his bass line, and then we sit down and just listen to it on repeat like 1,000 times, and we're like, what can we say here?
Our lyrics are typically written under 2 hours.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, the music is, it all starts with the drums. I'll compose the verse, chorus, what we're gonna do, bridge here, and then after that, I'm pretty much done with the songwriting process till vocals. Yeah, and then Adam said he puts it together.
Because vocals, we've written songs before the band, and lyrics are always the hardest part. It's like, what message do
Definitely.
I want to convey? Do I want it to be serious? Do I want to talk about this? Do I want to talk about that? But we've noticed that for us, just get it down. Just get something there, and then if you don't like it, you can change it. But just start
Just
with
say
something.
something.
Yeah.
Even if it's Dr. Seuss, a cat sat on the mat, you can go in and change it. It doesn't have to be permanent, but yeah, just get something flowing. And it all comes together pretty fast.
Yeah, and definitely I love the silliness of it, and because there's only so many songs you can write about an ex-girlfriend or like
We have that one too.
Yeah,
but
it's sad, but, like,
everybody's got one.
Yeah, everyone's got one, but there's only so many that you can get of it. And I
Right.
feel like with a lot of like house show stuff, and even just like music in general, it's like, okay, yeah, I know you're sad about this breakup. I know like you hate your life, but like can we have a little bit of fun?
Yeah, let's.
When it comes to it. And I don't even like big bands. I don't think I have bands that even come to mind that are like the silly and the
Right.
the
Last time you
funny
saw it
and
was like
the-
early mid 2000s.
exactly.
Last time you saw that kind of
Yeah.
attitude.
Like you said, small little house shows. People don't want to go to a small little house show to be depressed and listen to.
Exactly.
They're there to party, man. It's a
Yeah,
house party.
yeah. We want to have fun. We want
Yeah.
people to come and see us and have fun.
Yeah, exactly. So then, talking about shows, do you guys have a favorite place you like to play? I know that you guys go to Mulligan's Pub a lot.
We've played there a couple times. Yeah.
Mulligan's is a really fun place.
My
I like that
favorite
one a lot.
one is probably the Music Factory.
Music Factory.
Okay.
Battle Creek. That one's
yeah.
really
I've
fun.
never been to the music
that's
factory.
a
I
re-
have been to Mulligan's though.
That's
So
another really good.
y'all might convince me
venue.
to get out there.
Music Factory is a great venue, great sound system. It's a music venue for music. There's no food.
Okay.
It's just a bar and a great stage. Probably one of the best stages I've ever played on.
Nice.
It just feels so professional.
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
fun there.
That's
and
a
we
really
sell the
nice
most
place.
merch when we go there, so that
Yeah,
makes
yeah.
me
That
makes me
also
like
makes
it
it all a
too.
lot better.
Bathrooms are nice too.
They
I
do
wanna,
have
I
nice
want to point
bathrooms.
that out. They have
Yes.
nice bathrooms.
Shout out to Jeff at Music Factory.
Yeah.
Shout out Jeff. I recently went to a concert. Who was playing? The Wombats, and they were redoing their bathrooms. And this was like at like an actual venue in Detroit, but in like where the bathroom area was, they tore out the entire bathrooms and they had like 15 porta potties. But it's like in this concert
You
place.
gotta have a bathroom.
And it was like the weirdest experience that I've ever had. I walked in there and I'm like, oh,
Porta potties are only acceptable at festivals.
yeah. And it was like in like this like grand hall, and there was like art on the walls, and it was very like it was in downtown Detroit. and it was just like in there, and I thought bathrooms really do make a
Heck
Yes,
yes.
they do.
Yes, they do.
They could be a nice place, but if you go to the bathroom and it's nasty,
if it's gross.
I'm like, nah, I'm not going back there.
Yeah.
If they can't take care of their bathroom, you don't know what else they aren't taking care of.
Yeah, 100%. Let's see.
That's where I get most of my writing done, is in the bathroom.
Yeah, it's gotta have clean vibes there.
True. So I need to ask you guys. There's a picture on your Spotify
Uh-oh.
of like you guys are like playing, and there's like a tornado in the background.
Oh, yeah.
What's the story behind this picture? Is that real? Is that photoshopped?
That was our very first ever
Photo
that we
shoot,
did.
yeah. We're danger boys.
Mhm.
We go where the danger is. But no, the picture is fake. Well, I mean, it's not fake, but the tornado is definitely photoshopped in there. But that dark sky in the background, that was real. There was a storm coming.
We took that picture, it was literally like not even 5 minutes later, it started downpouring.
Yeah, it got
on
real
us,
nasty. So there was a storm, but yeah, the tornado was added
which was
in.
real sketchy because we had all our gear out there for the photos and
Yeah.
everything. So it was like click and run.
Yeah,
Yeah,
ducking cover.
It was actually at a baseball field, and I remember the rain did come, and we put all the stuff, instruments and stuff, in the dugout and set up like a photo shoot with a drum set and everything in a dugout. It was a fun experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was just doing that research and I came across that photo and I'm like, what? What is this? With like no context.
We tried. We tried to fight it with our rock.
Or we started it with our rock.
Ooh, there we go. I like
okay.
that.
Edit all that out. Put that in. Started it with our rock.
Yeah,
Started
that
it with the
just-
rock.
Producers got us.
So my degree at Western is in advertising, and when it comes to like smaller bands, their social media is usually pretty lacking. It's maybe a few pictures and like maybe a video of them playing. But you guys like are doing Instagram reels and are like having a humorous aspect to it.
Oh, they're so much fun to make.
They're really funny.
Thank you.
You know, it's so funny because if you're not on social media, are you really even doing anything?
Mm-hmm.
You know, so we were thinking, how can we grow our social media? Well, let's make a video. That'd be funny. And then it didn't even it really was just more to like entertain ourselves. And then we were like, oh, this is actually really funny.
Mm-hmm.
We're actually getting really good at this.
Oh,
And
people like it. People are following us now because of these videos.
yeah.
So, I mean, it's just another way to get people to listen to your music. I mean, if you think somebody's funny and you've seen their videos and you've laughed a bunch of times, if they're like, here's our song, you're more likely to listen to it than just, oh, I don't know these people, but they want me to listen to their song.
Yeah, the funniness of you guys really like shows through on the social media, which like is just, I mean, in my advertising opinion, I think is a great thing.
Well, that's a good opinion we will
if,
take.
If we
Yeah.
can sell ourselves, like being funny is, in my opinion, the best way to get people to interact or just whatever. Like you said, you know, people don't want to go to social media. Don't get me wrong, we still have like pictures, but like you said, most bands,
yeah,
they just
you
kind
got
of
the mix.
yeah.
You get the flyer for their show that's coming up.
Or
you
y-
never see what they really look like. You see your little
True.
snippets of their songs.
They
but
maybe
yeah.
post once a month
Mhm.
of an upcoming show. You know, by that time people kind of forget, and you know, we just, it's social media is such a commercial. Like, if you use it the right way, it can be such a door opener.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely a benefit.
it's funny because we have probably the same amount of people that come up to us that are like, hey, I saw your videos, that are also like, oh, I saw your song. You know,
Mhm.
so it's just a double knockout for us.
Yeah,
Which-
it's what gets them in the door. You know?
Exactly.
And they can see how pretty he is. Look at that. Look at that hair.
True.
I don't want to brag, but this is a pretty good looking band.
Yeah.
You know, everyone in it is a stunning 10 out of 10. And I mean, look at Ty. That guy
Oh,
pulls
come
off a flannel like nobody else.
I mean, he's not wrong.
He looks like he chops wood.
Thank you. That's all.
True.
That's what I was going for.
You nailed it.
So then you were talking about how you wrote this song with your kid. Yeah, feel free to change
Yeah, that one was
gears.
squeaking. I didn't want it to keep squeaking. Okay.
Gotcha.
That was his old knees. That wasn't his,
Yeah.
that wasn't his seat. That was his old knees.
So you were talking about how you wrote this song with your kid.
Mhm.
What does like that balance look like? Because most of the people I interview on the show are college students that have yet to like take care of themselves.
Yeah.
Like different than a whole different human being. What does that balance kind of look like? Has your kid ever been to a show?
Not with oh no, they have. Yeah, my
Yeah.
daughter came to one of our shows. We actually
She's
played
been to a few of our shows actually.
There's the Firehouse one, right?
the
The Firehouse
the first
one
aid
in-
spray shows. She's
Yeah,
been to
yeah,
one,
yeah.
but she's been to other ones, like acoustic ones.
Mhm.
But yeah, normally it's too loud for her, even with earplugs, and she doesn't want to wear earplugs. She's only 5.
Mhm.
But yeah, we played at a fire station once, and she
Oh.
got crazy fun experience.
Yeah,
Never
that
got
was
to
a,
do
that
that.
was actually a really good gig.
And yeah, she got to go to
That
that
was
show.
my first one too, wasn't it?
Yeah, your first show was
Yeah.
at a fire station.
So proud.
But yeah, the balance is I have a wonderful wife, so she helps me with so much.
Mm-hmm.
Love my wife. Yeah, I couldn't do it without her. If it was just me taking care of the 2 kids by myself, there would be no band. I would have no time. So
That and his 2 kids are the best kids. They're awesome. You know, I don't have any kids myself, but when I go over there, they call me Uncle Banana.
Nice.
So I've gone to help pick up the kids from school and stuff.
Mhm.
You know, they're just wonderful kids. So as good of a dad as he is, I mean, a lot of it's on them. You know, he raised them right. They're just good kids, fun kids. You know, don't get into any much trouble. They're still kids. They get into real trouble, but yeah, I mean, they're our biggest fans for sure.
yes, they know all the words to all of the songs because I make them. No, no,
Nice.
they're great. Love
Shout
'em.
out kids. Shout out good kids.
Hey.
Shout out good kids.
They're the future.
The kids are the future.
And the thing is Crash, his 9-year-old, I am predicting one day we're going to be playing for him. I mean,
Mhm.
that kid, he's learning drums already. He's playing guitar. I mean, he's 9 years old. He's got more talent in his pinky than I could practice in the next 20 years. So I'm really banking on his kids making it and I'm working for him one day.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
I'll take that.
So are your kids in like a music program like at school? Are they in like the band?
They
or-
have their music classes at school, but no, other than that, they kind of just jam out with dad at home.
Gotcha. Were y'all in music classes, kind of high school, college?
I played trumpet in middle school band, and then after like 8th grade, I was like, this is boring. I wanted to play percussion, but our band director was like, there's people better than you, so why don't you stick with trumpet? So then I said, nah, I'm out.
Yeah, I was last chair. I was a trumpet player and I was last chair.
Nice.
I was god awful.
Me too,
And
for sure.
the story that I always tell is, you know, when I was a kid, probably about 8 or 9 years old, I wanted to be a drummer. I thought drummers were the coolest thing in the world.
They are.
And so I told my parents, I was like, I want a drum set for Christmas, and I was so excited. So that Christmas, I woke up to a brand new acoustic guitar
Nice.
because my parents were like, I'm not playing that
Bro,
game.
I am not giving you a drum set.
So yeah, that's how my guitar career came about. Was my parents didn't want me to be that
Be
loud.
loud.
Yeah.
I had a nice acoustic guitar and some headphones, stuff that I can quietly do by myself in my room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Ty?
Well, see, I was in choir all throughout school because I didn't think I would ever learn instruments, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I was a terrible singer, so that didn't work. But then I was really into like Guitar Hero and Rock Band games.
Nice.
And I was
Yeah.
like, I should try that for real. So that's kind of how I got into actually playing guitar, you know.
Nice.
But then I switched over to bass because I was like listening to a lot of Primus, Red Hot Chili Peppers, of course. So I just saw the bass and thought it was the coolest thing. So that got me into bass.
Bass is such a underutilized instrument.
Mhm.
A lot of people just kind of push it off to the side, but man, bass can make or break a song, especially you know, if you play it right. But yeah, like I said, Ty's been fitting like a glove in this band, so it's worked out for us.
Nice.
We're pretty lucky. We're very fortunate with how far we've gotten.
Yeah, to be fair, I'm in the marching band here at Western.
Sweet.
And I play saxophone, and I decided on
Nice.
saxophone because I learned the recorder in elementary school, and I said
Yeah.
I don't want to
Yeah.
learn new fingerings, so I'm gonna pick the saxophone because it's all the same fingerings.
Ah,
I could
smart.
probably still do hot cross buns. I probably could. It might not sound great, but that's awesome.
My favorite thing, we did like a Beyonce show this year, and my favorite thing is to go home and find my old recorder and then play all of the Beyonce songs on the recorder for my
That sounds
parents.
awesome.
Oh, and then and shockingly enough, I can't find my recorder at home anymore. So I think my mom either threw it away.
She's had enough.
and she's had enough. She said no more.
Not
She
a Beyonce
donated it to
fan.
Kids Bop or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
a Beyonce fan.
Dang.
But if I were to do like a stringed instrument, I think I'm kind of partial to the bass too. There's something
fun.
because I also played like bari saxophone in a jazz band, and that has a lot of the same parts that the
Yeah,
bass
yeah.
line does. The bass line from The Chain, that really
So good.
yeah, so good. That was really like my big thing growing up for like 4 years straight. I just listened to like that part, and I would make everyone in the car shut up.
That's
and, like,
awesome.
that whole thing, and my sister hates it and still makes fun of me for it. But yeah, there's something about the bass where you're just it's like if it's driving,
It's got all the
just makes
power.
It,
Grooving.
it really
Yeah,
does.
it really does.
It also helps playing one note at a time.
I like that part. That part's pretty
I like
fun.
that part too. Yeah.
If I can just have one hand on it, just checking my phone, the whole time
With
playing.
one beer in one hand, bass in the other.
Exactly.
Yeah.
exactly.
There you go.
That's my style of playing. That's how I play the bass.
Yeah, that sounds right up my alley,
Yeah.
honestly. Okay, so in a lot of the videos that you guys have on Instagram, it must be in your house or something along the lines of this, but there's like the First Aid Spray logo all on
yeah.
the walls.
Yeah.
So was that made specifically for Instagram Reels? Is that like the practice area?
It's the practice area.
It's definitely the practice area. But we started making the videos, and we just kind of were looking at it, and we were like,
You don't want to knit just a basement wall as
yeah,
your
we were
backdrop.
like, how
so
can we spice this up? And we made a stencil out of a piece of paper and some duct tape, and just started going to town on that wall.
Mhm.
and it's good advertising, marketing. People see the reels and they see that logo all the time. Eventually, people are like, no, I know that from
Yeah,
somewhere.
become associated with
Yeah.
it.
That, and I don't want to toot my own horn, but that's a sweet
It is a great logo.
logo.
It
Yes,
really
it
is.
is.
I think it's really cool looking.
Yeah, we're super proud of it.
Yeah, yeah.
Good.
Too bad none of us are artist enough to draw it. It was-
No, never.
But that's the thing. I think with like that kind of basement, like there's something so DIY about it. So like little band trying to just like
Man, that was our first EP. Our first 4 songs was called Basement Dwellers, because that was the vibe that we had. We were just like,
Out of the basement.
Yeah, we're just gonna go to the dungeon and make some music, and
Yeah,
that
Burnt
was it.
Pizza. That was our first song that we recorded. And we recorded the song on one side of the basement, and we shot the music video on the other side of the basement. So it was.
one day that house is gonna be for sale for millions of dollars. and they're
God, that'd
just
be
gonna
nice for
say,
me.
First Aid Spray,
First Aid
shot
Spray
here,
house.
like
true.
we'll be rich.
I can see it now.
So yeah, let's talk about this first EP that y'all put out. What was kind of the process of doing that versus kind of how you guys like do your music stuff nowadays? Or is it pretty similar?
The writing the songs is pretty similar, but how we record it is way different.
I would love to hear about it.
Oh man, go ahead.
We didn't know much about, recording, as, we're not music engineers. We didn't go to school for that. So, like, we recorded it all on a mixer instead of an interface. So it all had to be just live. Like, each different track was a drum track. And then we would record vocals with the music playing in the background to
Yeah.
sing along to, just so you could hear it. So
Oh man,
we made
how
every
embar-
mistake you can make.
Every mistake. Like, we've learned so much just from trial and error. Like we didn't have a vocal booth. We didn't have headphones. So when we were recording
No
our vocals,
headphones?
we literally just had the speaker playing in the background and not realizing
on
that
the
the
floor.
microphone was also picking that up. And so, like, literally every mistake that you can make,
We've done it.
we've done it.
Yeah,
Uh,
sounds like a sound engineer's worst nightmare.
Yes, yeah,
But-
but that's how you learn.
Yeah, and you just reach out to people that know more than you, and you ask questions. And
Shout out to Todd.
yes,
Todd Hurls. He's our mixer and master now. That dude, he needs a raise because putting up with us, man.
They don't pay him enough.
Yeah.
He makes us sound so pretty.
Yeah.
But but now we've learned, you got to use the interface. You have to have everything completely
Interface,
quiet.
quiet.
Like we've come a long way, and the music quality definitely shows.
I bet a lot of like watching YouTube videos on like how to do one specific
Oh,
thing.
dude, YouTube University has been our go-to. Like, if
Western's
Lifesaver.
great too.
Yeah.
We love Western too.
yeah,
Love
yeah,
Western, but sometimes a
Go
YouTube
Broncos.
video is
A
so
lot cheaper.
specific with like 45 views and it's one specific thing.
yeah.
and Yes,
Because you're
100%.
like, somebody in the world has had to have this same problem. How did they do it? Not only how did they do it, but they make a video on how to do it.
I love people like that.
Yeah, they're lifesavers.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, there was one point in my life where I was like editing a lot of like video content. I'm a former YouTuber from when I was in
Sweet.
high school. I used to make YouTube videos.
Nice.
But learning how to do like Final Cut Pro, I'm like, oh my god, I don't know how to do this. And like a sweet little Indian man, they're always like foreign and like they're speaking broken English, but I'm like,
But they're so smart.
Thank God that you understood how to do this, and you taught me so easily, and it was just like 2 clicks of a button, and
Yeah,
it was like
right.
the easiest thing ever.
And it gave you a headache for hours before.
And it's always just like 2 clicks. It's always something super easy, but we've been wrapping our brain around it for days trying to figure out how to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's how you learn.
That really is how you learn. So then, kind of switching gears a little bit, a lot of your social media content was joking about how many guitars you own.
Oh, yeah.
So how many guitars do you actually own?
Is your wife listening right now?
Yes. So
Just a couple.
it's just 2. Yeah, I've had the same 2 for about 12 years. I've never spent any more money on them. No, I've got. You can never have enough. Even I've got my daily user. The 1 or 2 that I usually pick up. But man, like, my wife and I, we just recently bought our own house, and so my contribution to the house is walls of guitars. Living room, basement, bathroom. Put one in there. So I probably got like 6, 7, 8 maybe.
He's got ones. I've been over to his house that it doesn't even have strings on. It's just it's just bare bones, but it's still there.
It's still there.
Yeah, I can't. I'm like 40 years from now, I can see myself on an episode of Hoarders because like I just
and it's
like
just guitars.
yeah, because I can't bring myself. I've bought and sold guitars before, but every time I do, I'm like, should have held on.
I'm the same way with it.
Should have held on to it. Yeah. I always regret when I sell one. So yeah, I'm a hoarder when it comes to guitars. Amps. Psh,
You're like, I don't care about.
Nah, I don't care about
What about
those.
pedals?
I'm slowly starting to get into pedals, but man, it's just another expensive hobby to get into. Because it's like, oh, there's this sweet pedal that all it does is just knock out extra noise. Well, it's $200. But I gotta have it.
Yeah.
I gotta have it.
You have that one pedal we use for 10 seconds in one of our songs, but it makes all the
But
difference.
yeah,
you need
right,
it.
exactly.
You know that it's
Oh, I
there.
love
Yeah,
that part.
Yeah, everybody's like, I don't know that I would spend that kind of money for 10 seconds, and I'm like, I
You don't know until you
You're
try
like,
it.
I would. Yeah.
So yeah, because I always see like going to shows and stuff, and maybe this is just like a college kid. They have their one hobby, and that's all. Like their fast food paycheck only goes to this hobby.
Yeah.
But they have like these ginormous pedal boards on the ground. My favorite one was like it was the bottom of a like a skateboard, and he had all of his stuff
sweet.
on a skateboard. And to this day, I'm like, I think that's the coolest looking thing I've
That's
ever seen in my entire
awesome.
life.
I'm just me. I'm more of a plug in and play.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong, like tone and stuff is important, but if you're just searching for that perfect tone, like even Jimi
Never
Hendrix
gonna
can
find
make a terrible guitar sound awesome.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I've always looked at it, is like if I can make it sound good, then it's a good sound.
Yeah, almost like a less is more situation.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, instead of
exactly.
relying on like a piece of technology to make you sound good, it's like the technique.
And it's
stuff.
exactly like you said. You know, I've gone to shows where, you know, guitar players, they'll have the nicest gear.
Mhm.
They've got a stack of an amp, just a $5,000 guitar, and a pedal board with like 30 different pedals on it. But they might not sound the best.
Or they like can't keep time.
Yeah.
Or
You know, there's a
Or they're just playing 3 notes.
yeah.
yeah.
You know, there's an awesome picture of Kurt Cobain from Nirvana playing a live show. He's got one pedal, and it's like, well, that's all you need.
Mhm.
If that, you know, like you said, less is more.
Yeah.
If you don't need all that stuff, you don't need it. Don't waste your money on it. You know, do the best that you can with your own 2 hands to make it sound good.
And
Yeah.
Just more stuff you gotta lug around to shows.
Yeah, true. Gotta get those groupies to do it.
Yeah.
Get the kids to do it. Get the kids to,
I
to pull
wish.
it out.
I wish. We have our photographer / friend.
Shout out to Spencer.
Spencer.
Shout
He
out
is-
Spencer.
He is
One of the
band
best
photographer.
photographers ever.
He's an unofficial 4th member of the band.
Yes.
He's like the 4th Beatle, but like the 4th sprayer. Or
It'll be the 5th.
oh wait,
The 5th Beatle.
5th Beatle.
oh yeah, oh yeah. That shows what I know.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
but yeah, I mean, and it's so funny because, you know, having not only a drummer having to carry all of his stuff, but now he's a singer too. So it's like, oh, don't forget all your drum stuff, but also don't forget all your vocal mics and your vocal pedal and all that stuff. Stands, yeah. It's just a whole nother thing to remember and lug around. So
But I guilt trip him enough to help me, so that's
I
nice.
feel like as the drummer, you can kind of do that.
you should.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everyone listening, if you're a drummer and your bandmates don't help you carry in all their stuff, especially if it's like the singer who just brings his mic.
dude, if you don't help your drummer carry, you're a piece of garbage. They've got so much gear and it's all heavy. Like
It's
none
all
of,
heavy.
And big.
Yeah,
And
true.
expensive, right?
And
And
expensive.
Expensive,
very
awkward to
expensive.
carry, like.
sounds like my ex-girlfriend.
Hey!
Ba-doom, boom, boom.
So let's talk about you being the drummer and the singer at the same time. I feel like that's a recent thing that I've kind of seen. I've seen like 3 or 4 bands where like the drummer is also the singer kind of
Oh, good.
recently. And I love it. I think it's such a cool, as someone who's in marching band who has to like know how to like breathe properly while also like sprinting across the field.
Mhm.
Like, I can't even imagine like drumming. That's 100% something you have to be conscious of too.
Yeah. There's no really easy way to describe anybody that sings and plays an instrument. You know, you get really good at your instrument first, and then you put some singing over it. So you just get to the point where you can just shut your brain off. And then when I'm on stage and stuff, I'm only thinking about my vocals. I don't have to really think about the drums. 'Cause
Okay.
The motor, the whatever.
Yeah, the motor function.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's there and it doesn't go away. I feel like I could not play these songs for 5 years, come back and still play them note for note on the drums. But yeah, the vocal part is very hard. Not only am I trying to remember my words, which I should be better at, but it's the breathing, like you said. Like if you're going, 190 beats per minute, and trying to sing at the same time, I count on him a lot to like finish the line for me at the end, or
Yeah.
like so both of us will come in, so I can take just
All-
go back at it.
All you drummers that want to sing out there, do your cardio. Because that poor man, like, we'll get through 2 or 3 songs and I can see him just like catching his breath,
Panting.
Drenched in
drenched
sweat.
in sweat.
Yeah.
And I'm standing there cold, like,
Like,
you
I
know.
could put on a sweater. Right?
Yeah,
He's got a scarf on.
I can barely play guitar and sing at the same time, and he's over here drumming and not only keeping a beat but singing at the top of his lungs too. And I'm just like,
It's
So.
fun. I think it just adds something to the show too. Like not every day you get to see, drummers singing. It is odd, and I think it kind of adds to it, and it helps take pressure off my drum. You're like, well, he was singing, so he can't really do all the
Yeah,
coolest
yeah.
drum
Yeah,
fills.
like,
He's-
like we could throw him a bone.
yeah,
right?
come on, give him a break.
As every show that we play, you can always tell the other band that's watching. You got the guitar player watching the other guitar players, and the drummers always watching the drummers.
Oh, I
and-
bet. Yeah.
And yeah, you can always see the drummers watching Andy. As soon as he starts singing, you see him just go.
Man, he's about to do that.
Yeah. And you always see him during their set kind of go a little harder, do a little crazier fill to try to show up a guy that sings and plays at the same time. But yeah, I mean, like I said, this has been a marriage that he's stuck with me now.
He's not getting away.
Yeah. I don't know that I'll ever find another drummer that can sing, so you're stuck with me, boy.
It's cool with me. The music's fun.
If you want to check out a band like Kalamazoo wise that the drummer also sings, I don't know if you guys heard of Saturdays at Your Place.
Oh yeah, I
I've
know
heard
them.
of them. Yeah.
Yeah, the drummer sings, and there's some songs like he's the only one singing, and
Oh, wow.
they're like one of my favorite bands that has kind of come out of the Kalamazoo scene.
Yeah.
And they're killer. Yeah, they're playing a show at Bell's in February, and they're touring now, and they signed, and
Oh,
they,
wow.
they,
Good for them.
they're
That's awesome.
yes, highly recommend checking out
Yeah.
some of their stuff, because the drummer drenched in sweat like middle of song 1.
Yeah.
Yep.
But-
I know that feeling.
But he's singing, and he's really impressive. Highly recommend checking them out.
All right. I definitely will. What was that?
Saturdays at Your Place.
Saturdays at Your Place.
Yeah, they're like my age. They're like 25 probably. Like
Yeah, I follow them and I see all their stuff that they post, and
Mhm.
it's like it's like really cool seeing stuff like that come out of Kalamazoo, you know, and actually seeing them go on tour and stuff like that.
You're
yeah,
always
'cause
like,
they're everywhere.
Kalamazoo, woo!
Yeah,
Now
exactly.
It's our turn now.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay, so then I love the music videos that you guys do. That's another part of your band that I think really showcases like the personality and the funny and it's just like it's funny, it's silly. I think more small bands should be making music videos like that, because it's not like a Beyonce high level production.
No, we've
type
paid
of-
approximately $0 for all these music videos.
Exactly.
They're
And-
all shot on an iPhone.
Yeah, it's funny. I would love to talk about how y'all like make these music videos.
Oh man, a lot of the times it's just a half-brained idea, and we're like, all right, we're gonna go do it. And then as you're doing it, we're like, what if we tried this?
Mhm.
Well, whether it works or not, film it. If it doesn't work, we'll delete it. If it does work, we'll keep it. And it's literally just, what can we do next?
Yeah,
What
it's
can
y'all
we do?
just messing around.
Yeah.
We try to kind of have the video kind of theme up with the song, like elbow song. We had us landing on our elbow on a bike, and stuff. And we have a song called Laundry. It's just about not wanting to do laundry. So we
yeah,
have,
y'all in the basement next to
yeah,
the
next to the
washing
laundry machine, looking all sad and stuff, and having laundry thrown at us. They're fun. We laugh the whole time we're making it.
You
So
know,
that comes through. You can
It's
really
fun.
tell.
It's funny because we're writing our music, and here I am thinking, why don't we have this like multi-million-dollar budget?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't anybody want to give us money to make a music video?
Mm-hmm.
And Andy is the genius. He's like, I got a cell phone. Let's go make a music video.
Yeah,
And I'm
you're like iMovie's free.
iMovie's the best.
Yeah. And so I was just like, all right. Next thing you know, here we are, like 5, 6, 7.
I don't know how many music videos, but we have quite a few.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, like you said, it comes through. The fun comes through. The silliness comes through. It's all really worked out
Mhm.
for us. We're
Yeah.
really lucky.
All you other bands out there, there's no excuse. If you got a phone, you can make a music video, and you should.
Yeah, and there's something about it and it's the same thing with like in the corner of your basement, like the DIY-ness of it, and it's like we're doing this because it's fun, not because we're trying to like be pretentious and flex. And,
Yeah,
"Ooh,
we're definitely not
we're the
pretentious.
cool
Yeah,
guys."
yeah.
But it's like it's really the fun of it.
Yeah, I would love to see like a big band, I don't even know, big band today,
Yeah.
just do a music video where they shot it on their cell phone, they edited it themselves. I would love to
Mhm.
see that. I think it'd be so cool.
And it's not like a sponsored, like this was filmed on the new
Right.
iPhone 15
Yeah,
Titanium.
right.
Right,
like,
not
just
all the
like-
big lights, not all the big makeup, just
It's literally just
Let's
some,
see you.
some guys messing around.
yeah.
And, like
I think that'd be so
doing
cool
something
to
funny.
see.
I think that would be too, and I mean it's cheap. Why not?
Yeah. You can't be afraid to look dumb sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't need.
You don't need any help.
Yeah, I don't need help to look dumb. I do that on my own. But yeah, I mean, if you can put that on camera, that's the stuff people love.
Mhm.
I love when I can laugh at somebody, something I see. So I mean, like I said, if people can watch it and
Yeah.
just even smile watching it,
The internet's a sad, dark place a lot of the time. So if we
Yeah.
can put a little sunshine in it, we're
Yeah.
doing all right.
Yeah, like I so agree with like the internet is such a sad, dark place sometimes, and it's the really the silly. I mean, I sent Elbow Song to my family group chat, and my mom doesn't know how to answer a FaceTime call. So like the fact that like I know she clicked on, and she's like, "What is this?" and then doesn't know how to exit out of the YouTube app. And
She's still watching it.
yeah, she's still yeah, it's actually on a loop. She actually did it on a loop.
I'm about to make tens of cents.
Yeah.
But even like that stuff, and then like I FaceTime my dad, and he was like, "What was that video you sent me?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm gonna interview these guys on my podcast," and like I send the link all the time to my podcast. I don't know if my parents know how to watch it, but they watched that YouTube video and they said, I don't know what Karen's up to, but she's doing something.
She's in with a weird crowd.
Yeah. It's just something that translates to like everybody. Like you don't have to be a certain kind of person to understand it. You don't have to know a certain thing to get into it. Like literally, it's something that everybody knows what it's like to ride a bike and fall or
the DIY jump.
Like
we've all done that before.
We've all made a crappy ramp and rode over it and hurt ourselves. We've all done it.
Yeah, like that's such a human experience that I mean, it's like so they could be, like music videos could be so pretty and they can do all this stuff, but it's so serious.
But then it's just another
serious music video.
It gets lost, because all music videos are so serious.
Yeah.
That's why I love the fun of you guys. You guys are so funny, and I was so excited when we got in contact and they were like, let's get this band on the show, and I'm like, perfect. There's like personality here, and I know you guys are like gonna be like talkative on the show, and wonderful. So then, like, what's coming up for you guys? Do you guys have any new shows kind of coming up? Any new music?
We got a show coming up on the 9th of February, so next weekend over at Max Bar in Lansing. We're playing with the New Models, who have their CD release party.
Shout out New Models.
The New Models are great. If you guys haven't heard the New Models, listen to them. If you like I don't know, I would consider them like a Taking Back Sunday mixed with a little pop punk.
A little bit heavier, but just some really rad dudes.
The singer's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Really good.
Really frustrating because we heard him sing and then we were like,
we gotta follow that.
We got How do I do that? How can I do that?
Where's our singer when we need it?
We also have another gig coming up on March 2nd at the Music Factory.
Yeah, so maybe you should come out to that one.
Yeah,
Music
that's what I'm gonna ask all my friends. I have so many friends that are like, take me to a house show, and I'm like, okay, and I tell them, and they're like, oh, I'm actually busy because I'm like, it's 2 days from now. But this one's far enough away. I'm like, put this on your calendar.
That's
and
right.
Come in
Take work off. Whatever you gotta do.
Exactly.
Music Factory in Battle Creek.
Bring the basement to the Music Factory. We can all have fun.
Yeah, why not?
There's enough room for everyone.
Yeah. And then I think that's it for upcoming
shows. We do have another EP coming out probably end of this month, start of March. 4 new songs. We're really proud of them. We're really lucky that every song that we write, we kind of sit back and we're like, this is our best one.
Everyone.
And then the next song, and then the next song, and we're like, oh, this is our best one. Then the next song, oh, this is our best one. So we're really lucky to, luckily we don't write a song and we're like, oh, this kind of stinks. But we, like I said, we've just been really lucky with all the new stuff that we've learned that we can just put into the future of us, So check out that.
That'll be coming soon. We'll let you know. Check out our social media. They'll tell you.
First Aid Spray on Facebook, Spotify, Instagram, TikTok,
YouTube,
Reddit, Twitter, or X. I think I might even have it on Grindr.
LinkedIn.
Farmers Only.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, so to reiterate that, they have their upcoming shows on February 9th in Max Bar in Lansing and on March 2nd at the Music Factory in Battle Creek. And you guys mentioned something to me about merch.
Yes, so we do have T-shirts for sale for $25, but for this show, for these listeners, if you find us on social media, contact us, let us know that you heard this podcast. We will cut you a deal that those T-shirts will be $15. I repeat, for your listeners only, $15. Just make sure you mention this show to us, and we will get that to you stat.
Yeah, and we'll throw in free stickers too. Who doesn't want free stickers?
Who doesn't love free stickers?
They are really nice.
We always
really
need
nice
new
stickers.
So for for this episode, I'm going to shout out the song The Elbow Song by First Aid Spray. You can find that on Spotify. Highly recommend. And then you can stay up to date on everything First Aid Spray by following their Instagram specifically, because that's where I found them. And it's at official_first_aid_spray. You can also find this show on Instagram at Live, Loud, and Local. I'm always reposting venue posters, my favorite artists, giving updates about the show, and I'll let you all know when this band drops that EP. The best way to get on this show is by Instagram DM. Until next time, Kalamazoo, remember to bring your earplugs, and as always, tip the touring band.
WIDR Kalamazoo.